If you drive for a rideshare app, stop what you're doing and listen. I'm not talking about low tips or drunk passengers. I'm talking about survival. Those of us who drive through the night, who collect stories in the quiet hours of the city, we share whispers, urban legends about rides that were never meant to be accepted. Most of them are nonsense, but one isn't. One is real, and I'm the proof. There's a call that sometimes appears in the system, a faceless passenger, a vague destination, and a single request. A simple, almost polite question. Can we take the shortcut? If you ever hear those words, your life as you know it is at risk. This isn't clickbait. This isn't for views. This is a warning, a guide. The guide I wish I'd had that night when the air in my car turned cold and the voice in the back seat sealed my fate. I survived, barely. Many don't. They simply vanish. Cars found abandoned on back roads, no trace of the driver. The police call them cold cases. We call them victims of the shortcut. So pay attention. Memorize every word, every rule, because the next time your phone buzzes with a new ride request, it might be your turn. And if you don't know what to do, that road, the one that's not on any map, will be the last one you'll ever see. My name doesn't matter. Call me the guide. I've been driving for 8 years. I've seen everything this city has to offer. Robberies, birth parties in the back seat, heartbreak confessions at 3 a.m. I thought I was immune to the strange, that the streets had no more secrets left for me. I was wrong. The story of the shortcut was one of those tales the older drivers used to tell at the airport waiting lots over coffee and cigarette smoke, a ghost story to spook the rookies. They spoke of a passenger who appeared on foggy nights, always asking to cut through a road that didn't exist, leading drivers to nowhere or worse. I laughed until the night it happened to me. The call came around 2:17 a.m., a standard request, downtown to a generic residential area. The user's profile was perfect, by 5 stars, but 0 trips. A red flag I ignored, tired and desperate to hit my last ride of the night. The passenger got in silently, didn't say a word. And then the temperature inside the car dropped, not slightly, drastically. Halfway down a street I knew like the back of my hand, he spoke for the first time. The voice was soft, emotionless. "Can we take the shortcut, please?" My blood froze. The urban legend was real, and it was sitting in my back seat. I didn't know what to do, and my hesitation was my mistake. What followed was a journey through a distorted reality, a nightmare made of asphalt and silence, from which I escaped by luck and instinct alone. Since then, I've dedicated myself to compiling the rules. I've gathered fragments of stories from others who saw what I saw, whispered accounts from drivers who survived but were never the same again. This isn't just a horror story. It's a survival manual. If you drive for a living, you need to know the rules, because the passenger is always out there, waiting. And sooner or later, the app will send you to him. Before we talk about the passenger or the road, we need to talk about the call. The danger doesn't begin when he enters the car. It begins the moment your phone rings. You have to learn how to recognize the invitation to hell. That's why this is Rule 0. Know when to refuse. The shortcut call has specific signs, subtle but consistent. First,
The time. It almost always happens late at night, between 2 and 4 a.m., what doctors call the circadian death window, when the body is most vulnerable. The city is quiet, the streets empty, you're exhausted, your guard is down, and you just want to go home. That's the perfect bait. Second, the profile. Like I said, the passenger will have a perfect 5-star rating, but 0 completed trips. Think about that. How can someone have a perfect rating without ever taking a ride? It's a paradox, a glitch in the system, a deliberate one. The username will always be generic, like John or Anna. No last name, no profile picture. Just a gray, empty circle staring back at you. Third, the destination. The app won't show an exact address. It'll just say something vague, like downtown, South District, industrial area. Vague enough to create doubt, believable enough to make you accept, but the pickup point will always be precise. A dimly lit street, usually near a vacant lot, an old cemetery, or an abandoned building. A place with history, a place with echoes. The most important sign, however, isn't on the screen. It's physical. The moment the ride request appears, the air around you turns cold. It doesn't matter if it's a summer night, you'll feel it, a chill crawling from inside your bones. If you're playing music, the radio will hiss, a burst of static. It's his frequency bleeding into ours. Rule 0 is simple. If you notice 2 or more of these signs, decline the ride. Cancel. Take the penalty. No amount of money is worth it. The problem is, sometimes the app doesn't give you a choice. Some drivers say the app accepted the ride by itself, a glitch that forced them to go. Others, like me, were so desperate to hit the night's quota that we rationalized the signs, called them coincidences. Don't make that mistake. There are no coincidences on this road. Every detail is part of the trap. If you find yourself driving toward the pickup point, you're already at a disadvantage. You've accepted the invitation. Now you have to play his game. And the next step is meeting your executioner.
You've arrived. The street is deserted, just as expected. The street lights flicker intermittently. You send the standard message, "I've arrived." And then he appears. Not from a doorway, not from the corner, but from nothing. One moment the street is empty. The next, the back door opens. This is where the first rule comes into play. Don't look at him. Don't trust your eyes. The passenger will slide into the back seat, always sitting directly behind you, in your blind spot. He or she, the gender seems irrelevant, will look ordinary, simple clothes, nothing remarkable. But if you try to focus on the face in the rearview mirror, something will be wrong. The features will blur like a long exposure photograph. You'll never quite see the eyes. They'll always be in shadow, even if the interior light is on. Trying to look directly is a fatal mistake. A survivor once told me he caught a glimpse of the passenger's face for a single second in the mirror. He said there was no face, just a dark void, an absence that swallowed light and sound. He fainted at the wheel and woke up in a ditch alone. He was lucky. The passenger brings no luggage, no phone in hand. The smell is the second sign, not foul, but unnatural. It smells like wet earth after rain, ozone, and something else, something old like basement stones or the dust of a forgotten grave. It's the scent of somewhere that doesn't belong to our world. The interaction should be minimal. He won't greet you. He'll simply enter and close the door.
The app will prompt you to start the ride. Do it. Don't make small talk. Don't comment on the weather. If he asks you anything, respond with single words. Yes, no, okay. Nothing more. Every extra word is an invitation for him to dig deeper into your mind. He feeds on your comfort before he feeds on your fear. The most crucial part of this rule concerns the rearview mirror. Adjust it so you can't see the back seat. Tilt it upward, sideways, anywhere. If he asks why, tell him the mirror is broken. Better to drive blind than to risk a glimpse of what's sitting behind you. He's bait. His silence, his ordinary appearance, it's all designed to lower your guard until the moment of the request. Remember, he isn't human. He's something wearing human skin. Treat him like a live explosive in your back seat. Stay calm. Keep your distance. Keep your eyes on the road. Your life depends on it. You've been driving for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. The silence inside the car is heavy, oppressive. The smell of damp earth is stronger now. You're tense, but a part of you starts to think maybe the legends were wrong. Maybe it's just an odd passenger. That's exactly when it happens. That's when he makes the request. You'll be on a familiar main road, a street you've driven 100 times. And then the voice will come from the back seat. Soft, calm, almost hypnotic. Can we take the shortcut, please? It's just up ahead, to the right. This is where the second rule becomes the most important decision of your life. Refuse. Always, no matter how convincing he sounds, no matter how tired you are, you must refuse. But the refusal has to be precise, not aggressive, not fearful. Aggression provokes him. Fear feeds him. Your response must be polite, bureaucratic, final. I'm sorry, sir, ma'am. Company policy requires me to follow the GPS route exactly for safety reasons. Say it like a mantra. Do not improvise. Do not offer excuses. Do not say you don't know the way. He'll know you're lying. The bureaucratic tone confuses him. It's built on rules from a world he doesn't fully understand. After your refusal, silence will return, but it will be different. It will be charged, heavy with anger and disappointment. The temperature will drop again. You'll see your own breath fog in the air. Do not react. Keep driving. Follow the GPS. Take him to the vague destination the app displayed. He'll leave the car as silently as he entered, and he'll disappear. The ride will end. You'll be safe, but marked. The experience will haunt you. But what if you make a mistake? What if you hesitate? What if for one brief moment of exhaustion you say it, okay? That's what happened to me. The second the word left my mouth, I knew I had made a terrible mistake.
The GPS began to glitch. The voice of the navigation system stuttered, then dissolved into static. And to my right, where there should have been a brick wall of a warehouse, there was a street. A narrow street, nameless, covered in a fog so dense it swallowed the light. It hadn't been there a second ago. I know that. My body screamed not to turn, but my hands weren't mine anymore. I turned the wheel. I took the shortcut. The moment all four tires touched that pavement, the connection to my world was severed. I looked in the rearview mirror. I didn't see the busy avenue behind me. Only more fog. The door had closed. The passenger in the back seat let out a low chuckle, a sound dry and brittle like dead leaves breaking underfoot. I wasn't a driver anymore. I was prey, and I was in his territory. Once you take the shortcut, you are somewhere else. The rules of our world no longer apply. That's why the third rule is crucial for survival. Keep moving. Don't trust what you see. The road itself looks deceptively simple, a cracked strip of asphalt stretching endlessly straight ahead. On each side there's a forest of trees that don't belong anywhere on earth. They're too tall, too black, their trunks smooth like coal. Their branches intertwine high above, forming a canopy that blocks out what should be the sky. But there is no sky, only a thick violet darkness, opaque, without depth. There are no animal sounds, no insects, no wind, just the hum of your engine and the pounding of your heart. Your phone will lose all signal. The GPS will freeze, a lone blue dot blinking in the middle of a gray void. Forget technology. Your only instruments now are your eyes, your ears, and your instincts. The main rule here: under no circumstances should you stop the car, no matter what happens. And things will happen. At first, you'll see shapes in the fog, distant, blurred. Then they'll become clearer. You'll see people on the roadside, waving, begging for help. They'll look like accident victims, torn clothes, desperate faces. They may even scream your name. They are traps. They are not real. If you stop, if you even slow down, they'll move closer. Their faces will twist into something inhuman. Their eyes will become pits of darkness. Their hands will reach for you, not for help, but to pull you out into the forest they came from. Maintain a steady speed, around 60 kilometers an hour, fast enough to keep your distance, slow enough to stay in control when something appears in front of you, because things will appear. Animals that shouldn't exist will cross your path. Tall, thin creatures with limbs too long, moving in jerky motions. Don't swerve. Don't brake. Run them over. The impact will be silent, like driving through smoke. They aren't real either. They're projections, tests, meant to make you stop, to make you lose control. The passenger in the back seat will remain silent through all of this. He's watching. He's enjoying it. Your fear is the soundtrack of the journey for him. Don't give him that satisfaction. Focus on the faded yellow line in the middle of the road. Let it be your only reality. Ignore the figures. Ignore the scratching sounds that will start above your head. Just drive. The road has no end, but it has trials. Each one is designed to break your will. Your only defense is motion, steady, forward, unbroken. Don't stop. Don't look to the sides. Just drive. When the horrors outside fail to stop you, the hunt turns inward. The attack moves from beyond the car to within it. This is when the fourth rule becomes your lifeline. What you hear is a lie. The car radio will turn on by itself. There will be no music, only static, loud, grating static that seems to claw at the inside of your skull. You'll try to turn it off. It won't respond. You'll try to lower the volume. It will stay at maximum. The static will continue for minutes, hours, and eternity, filling the confined space, filling your thoughts, wearing you down. And just when you're about to scream, it stops. Silence. Then, a voice. A familiar one. Someone you know. Someone you love. For me, it was my mother's voice. Terrified, crying. "Son, can you hear me? I'm here, in the woods. Our car broke down. I'm cold. I'm scared. Please, please help me. I can see your headlights." My heart stopped. For one insane second, I believed it. My foot moved toward the brake. It was her voice. Every nuance, every inflection, every tear. Then instinct made me glance at the mirror. I didn't see his face, but I saw his head tilt slightly, like someone savoring my pain. And I remembered. My mother lives 300 kilometers away. There was no way she could be there. It was a trick, a cruel imitation. The voice will continue, pleading. If not your mother, it will be someone else, your father, your spouse, your child. It will use memories only you could know. Remember when we went fishing and you fell into the lake? I am as cold as you were that day. Please, please help me. He's reading your mind, digging through your memories, turning your love into a weapon. The rule is simple, but brutal. Ignore it. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do. The voices will sound so real, so desperate. They'll beg, they'll curse, they'll call you a monster for not stopping. You have to hold on to logic. They cannot be there. It's the road lying to you. Sing, say the alphabet, recite your favorite team's lineup. Do anything to drown them out, both in the radio and in your head. The passenger is testing you. The figures on the road tested your reflexes. The voices on the radio test your heart. Don't let him win. The people you love are safe, far away from this place. The only person in danger is you. And the only way to survive is to harden your heart and keep driving. After hours, or maybe days, time has no meaning here. The psychological attack will fade. The radio will fall silent. The figures on the roadside will vanish. The monotony of the straight road will return, bringing with it a new kind of terror, hopelessness. You'll start to believe you're doomed to drive this road forever. And that's when you'll see it, a light in the distance. As you get closer, it takes shape, a familiar shape, a gas station, a roadside diner, its neon sign flickering, a place that looks real, safe, normal. The lights are warm, inviting. You might even see silhouettes of people moving inside. At that moment, the passenger will speak again, for the second time. This is it. You can drop me off here. And hope will flood you. A way out, an end to the nightmare. This is where the fifth rule must be followed without hesitation. Hope is the final trap. Do not stop. That place isn't real. It's the most elaborate lure of all, the manifestation of your desire to escape, a false oasis in the desert of despair. Think about it. How could there be a business open in the middle of nowhere? Who are those people inside? The answer? They're the same figures you saw on the road, only better disguised. They're the drivers who failed this test. They stopped, and now they're part of the landscape, forever serving as bait for the next. If you stop, if you walk through that door, it will close behind you, and you'll join them. The passenger will insist, "I'll pay double. Just let me off here." Ignore him. Keep your eyes on the road. The real exit isn't comfort. It isn't light. It isn't safety. The real exit is an imperfection. Keep driving. Pass the ghost gas station. It will fade in your rearview mirror as if it never existed. Go on for a few more kilometers. You'll have to look for the flaw in the matrix of this place. It can be anything. A section of asphalt where the center line is broken in a way that reminds you of a street near your home. A tree that looks different from the others. Maybe it has leaves. A brief moment when the engine hum changes pitch. For me, it was a billboard. In the middle of that endless black forest, a rusted billboard advertising a soda brand from the 1990s. Impossible. Absurd. Out of place.
And that's why it was the way out. When you see the anomaly, you'll have a fraction of a second to act. Turn the wheel hard toward it. The passenger will scream. For the first time, you'll hear his real voice, a shrill, furious sound that isn't human. He'll grab you, grab the steering wheel, try to stop you. Ignore him. Accelerate. Aim for the flaw. There will be a sound like shattering glass, a flash of white light, and a sensation of falling. You're not escaping the shortcut. You're breaking it.
The light blinds you. The fall knocks the air out of your lungs. Then, silence. You open your eyes. You're back. You're parked on the shoulder of a normal street. The engine's still running. The sun may be rising. You'll hear the sounds of the city, distant sirens, the first train of the morning. They'll be the most beautiful sounds you've ever heard. The air inside the car feels normal again. The cold is gone. You'll glance at the back seat. Empty. The passenger is gone. You check your phone. It has signal. The app shows the ride completed. Destination, unknown. Duration, indeterminate. And there it is. A 5-star rating from the anonymous passenger. Maybe even a small bonus added to your account. 30 silver coins. You survived. You escaped the shortcut. But that brings us to the final rule, the cruelest of them all. You survive, but you never really escape. A piece of that place comes back with you. You are not the same. The first weeks are the worst. You'll have nightmares about a dark, endless road. You'll jump at every strange sound. You'll be afraid to drive at night. With time, it fades, but it never disappears. You'll start to notice things, small glitches in your reality. You'll see a tall, dark figure in the corner of your eye, but when you turn, it's gone. Sometimes while driving, you'll feel a sudden chill, even with the heater on. The radio will hiss without reason. These are echoes, fragments of the shortcut clinging to you. And the car will be marked. No matter how many times you wash it, on rainy days, it'll still smell faintly of wet earth and ozone. Sometimes, when you clean the interior, you'll find a bit of dark, clay-like dirt on the back floor mat, the kind that doesn't exist anywhere near your city. It's dirt from there. You can't tell anyone. Who would believe you? They'd call you crazy, say you fell asleep at the wheel. So you keep it to yourself, a quiet secret that isolates you. You become part of a silent brotherhood of survivors. You'll recognize it in others, that same haunted look in the eyes of veteran drivers, a wordless understanding, a nod of recognition. We survived, but we are all broken. So this is my warning. This is my guide. Follow the rules, and maybe, just maybe, you'll make it out alive. But know the cost. Once that door opens, it never fully closes again. And forever, when you're driving alone in the dark, you'll wonder if you're really alone in the car. Because a part of him will always be your silent passenger.